Comedy Jonah. I had no idea what you were talking about.
I could tell.
John's like, am I really a super fan? I'm like, what are you talking
I just
about?
finally read my intro to the show.
Fun fact, I've made little sarcastic comments about everybody in their intros. If you looked,
Yeah.
Brent's little description said Brent is here and his body perceived him. I forget the ones I made for people. I did stuff for all of them. Yeah, just a little Easter egg for the production quality that
Yeah.
nobody cares about. Oh no.
What happened?
It's looking like it's another you now no sound issue. But I'm sure it's working on YouTube. Okay. We'll see. Hi, YouTube. So, is YouTube having a YouTubey day? Great, YouTube. We're going to try and do it one more time. And then if it don't work, I'm just going to tweet out that it's over on the YouTube. Because I don't know why YouNow does not like working. Bum. Let's see. Bum. If it's happy now. And what are you looking at, John Richardson?
YouTube.
Oh. I got people to tell me. Still no sound. Was there sound on YouTube?
Oh, I pressed.
I don't know why.
And what are you looking at, John Richardson?
Oh yeah, see? There's sound. I don't know what's wrong with you now. I don't know. I don't know why YouNow does not like to work anymore, but it doesn't. Obviously, there's sound, so you know.
Well, Charlie says I left you now for YouTube, and I give Charlie a thumbs up.
Well, thanks, Charlie. Okay, move over to YouTube because YouNow sucks. I'm gonna copy the link. Thanks, Sparkly Eye. Let me close this. I'm gonna retweet it out. Let me delete my other tweet. And then we'll jump right into it, everyone. I don't know why it says it doesn't want to work, but it doesn't, and that's fine. It's its prerogative. It's its prerogative not to work. I'm just gonna redo the tweet with the correct link now.
Always a gin and tonic, Charlie. Always a gin and tonic.
Hi, Charlie.
I'm just trying to switch up my glass so I don't have a metal straw because this one gets a little testy with it.
Oh, you finally realized that while I'm dealing with the technical, you're supposed to entertain people? Thank you.
Oh, 17 shows later. 18
Thank you.
shows.
Thank you. Because I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just going words,
it takes
words,
me a
words.
while to warm up, but now I've got my rhythm. I got my rhythm.
Fucking BB23. We're live over... I lied. We're live over here talking BB23. On YouTube. Boop. Okay. Let me post a little gify of it. Live over here talking tonight.
Go Alice and Acid. Go girl. You relax.
Who's relax?
Watch the show.
This is the show.
Alice in Acid
Alice. I'm gonna delete this one.
Mom, I told you can take the night off of watching the show. It's your anniversary.
Whose anniversary is it?
My parents. My mother advanced their anniversary. You don't have to log in if you don't want to. Make love or something, okay?
You just told your mother to make love or something?
Well, go connect. Naked.
This is what they call a cold open.
This is
Okay. Are you ready? I mean, this is very good. I mean, I guess just to make it easy for the edit, I'm just gonna play the intro again. So are we ready?
Oh, yes.
Here we go. Here we go, everybody. Starting the show.
So we already.
Hello, everybody. What, John?
Hi.
You're a nerd. John is so happy because I said we got to just play the intro, and then I'll just cut off that whole beginning for the playback, and no
Right.
one will be the wiser that he was talking to his mother about making love.
Well, my mom, Cynthia Farlow's in the chat, and she says we already have and will.
Wow.
We're a progressive family, and sex isn't naughty in our family. Okay, it's
You
a
know,
good thing.
you know what else is not naughty, John? When people follow, like, and subscribe wherever you guys are watching these shows back. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, you know, all of those fun places. Make sure that you follow, like, subscribe. You guys commenting, giving a thumbs up on YouTube, hitting the bell, 5-star ratings and nice reviews on your favorite podcast providers are all great ways to help support our shows, as is sharing them. So make sure that you let you know, a friend, a family member, a Facebook group know if you guys are enjoying these shows.
Please, sharing's caring.
Please. Sharing is caring.
A little hug.
It's like a little hug from Jesus.
Thanks,
What?
Jesus. Yeah.
Thanks, Jesus. We have so much to talk about on this show. I do have to say, even when, you know, YouNow is having a whole bunch of server issues, but, you know,
Again.
I low-key, I really like being able to see the YouTube chat, is what I'm saying.
I do
like seeing
too.
the YouTube chat. I like
I do
seeing the
too.
real-time YouTube
Yeah.
chat. Where they're all talking about your mom making love right now, but it doesn't
Isn't
matter.
it just sweet?
It's sweet. Just like tonight's episode, John.
It was sweet. Oh my
Was
gosh,
it, bruh?
we learned so much. We got to see the HOH comp finally, even though, you know, with the live feeds, we knew last week who the HOH was. During our live show, we knew it was
Yeah.
Kyland, right?
Yep.
But we actually got to see it. Name the crone.
Croon. You know, like you're a crooner. Like boo bop a skiddly bop bop a dee doo 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 doo. Crooning.
Why not just
What?
name
What
the
is
song?
that face for?
Just name the song. Name the tune.
But they don't want to do name that tune because it's probably copywritten, so they gotta do name that croon.
Right. Oops. Turn my volume down.
You sound like you're going to be a real joy tonight. So,
But anyway, what did you
take
think
some more of your magic juice?
magic juice. No, once I got past the name, I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. I loved hearing it. At first, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm getting it. And then it took me a bit, and then I got it, and I liked it. Did you like it?
I didn't understand any of the songs. You know, one of the things that we knew from listening to them talk about tonight's episode was that it was very hard for them to hear the music, apparently. It was very hard for them to hear it. Yeah.
And I like Dr. Dave in the chat. Name that prune.
Name that prune. Right, we could do that.
Yeah.
Too. The prunes.
Absolutely. So I was listening to the music at first. I wasn't listening to the actual lyrics, and then I wasn't really getting it. And then once I started listening to the lyrics, then I got into it a little bit. I liked it. I thought it was an interesting comp.
I mean, the drama that came out of the comp is, you know, really what is important.
Yeah.
We know that the plan for the house, basically going into this, was to target Kyland, to make sure that Sarah Beth would be the one to go this week. So whether it was going to be Cookout members throwing the competition or people just directly targeting them, this was the plan going into this competition that we saw with Brittany going right off the bat for Kyland and SP, which ensued so much drama throughout the week right off the bat, because then obviously we saw Azah, requesting the whole, well, I want to win. So, throw it to me. You got to throw it to me if I want to win. And I'm asking you to throw it to me, then, bruh, I need you to throw it to me. Although, go ahead, sorry.
No, here, bruh, win the competition yourself, Azah.
Don't talk bad about my Azah.
I love Azah.
Ever.
But it's like, oh, can you just throw it to, can you give this to me? I'm just going to be in bed reading the Bible. Can you just win it? I mean,
you are really stuck on this sitting in bed reading the Bible. I feel like you watched feeds for 2 minutes and she happened to be reading the Bible and you are not able to let it go.
I can't let it go. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think it's funny. But what I'm saying is win the competition. She wanted to win it. Kyland didn't really want to win it. Xavier was picked at the last second, so he had no experience with the tunes as far as really being up there listening to it. But,
none of them. Yeah, but none of them are winning the competition. Everybody's throwing it.
Right.
And the plan is to get Sarah Beth out, so really her asking Kyland to throw it to her shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter, but as we saw in this episode, everyone's getting really attached to their pawns, right? Or no, to their person on the block.
Right.
As far as Tiffany's plan, yeah.
Yes.
So maybe Kyland wasn't really wanting to lose Sarah Beth yet.
You think? Maybe not.
They're connecting.
Maybe she has a girlfriend, John.
Not there.
Don't open that can of worms. Well, what do you think about Tiffany then asking it to be thrown to her?
Well, I think same with Tiffany. You win it because Kyland knows everybody wants Sarah Beth out. She was kind of going to be the target this week, and I just don't think he's wanting to lose her yet. So Tiffany was mad. Azah was mad. And we saw Azah go up to the HOH room to talk to him, and and that was uncomfortable.
Now, do we need to discuss what that conversation was actually like?
Absolutely. Does it get more uncomfortable?
First of all, without exaggeration, I know when I tweeted out I said it went on for 50 hours, but in reality, it probably went on for an hour and a half. And I would say of the hour and a half, even to 2 hours easily. But of that time, it would go into 15-minute Kyland stints, just rants, but nothing about game. All of okay, you're going to be Azah and I'm going to be Kyland, okay?
Okay.
And now you are angry about what happened at the HOH.
Hey, Kyland, I'm just up here because, I want to talk about what happened at the HOH. I wanted you to throw it to me. And, I just want to talk to you about it and just, express myself and my feelings.
Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to need you to do is realize that you have 2 tones, okay? And the tone that you are projecting at me right now is one of hostility. However, if we come together and mutually decide that the outcome that we want from this conversation will be mutually beneficial to both of us, provided that we both lose our attitudes, even though I am not having an attitude and it is just you having an attitude, then I think that we will be able to make this come together in a harmonious way that is sanctimonious and harmonious to both of us. Azah, do you understand?
First of all,
Okay, now just before you go on, no, Azah,
I'm ready to
Azah,
reset. I'm
on
ready
the
to
HOH.
reset. I'm ready to reset.
Okay, you don't know the way Azah would respond. Azah has now shut down and only answers in one word because she is not being heard. And there is a lot of bros. When I tell you, it was like Kyland talks to her, or a lot of people, like it is a therapy session between couples where he literally has to monologue for 20 minutes about effective communication in order to be a successful couple, or in this case, partnership. But I'm not exaggerating when I say it's just 15 minutes of that, which is why you then saw Azah be like, I came up here to explain my feelings to you and you won't stop talking.
Right.
And he doesn't let her get a word in. I don't feel that edit was very fair to Azah at all. It made Azah come off as if she has an attitude, which she did have an attitude, but it's justifiable.
Right.
All I'm saying is, you love your Kyland and want to go on your popcorn date, which, side note, somebody made microwave popcorn yesterday, and I hate this whole new, you can't record the feeds anymore. That's why there's no mashups this season, because they make it impossible. However, I think it was Claire was going to throw out the old bag of microwave popcorn. Kyland stops her and goes, "We do not throw away popcorn."
I love it.
And I was like, "Oh, I gotta remember to tell John that he does."
Oh
no
my God!
popcorn. But it is infuriating. I would never be able to be in a relationship with him if every time we disagreed on something, we would then have to talk about effective ways to communicate for 20 minutes before we can get one sentence in.
Oh yeah. So what I do with communicating with my spouse is I dive into the comeback, Valerie Cherish, Lisa Kudrow. Okay, I'm just expressing myself, and I just need to know: am I being heard? Am I being heard?
Are you being heard? A little Valerie
Cherish. Am I being heard?
And does it work?
Yeah.
And does it work?
Works all the time. So
words work.
Words.
I've just been hitting mine. Or like throwing scalding coffee at him.
Well, assault doesn't really. I've tried that.
It makes them stop talking.
Also makes it difficult to renew your real estate license.
Words.
Charges.
I just, I see the temperature on Twitter, and I feel the same exact way. A lot of us, you can see in chat, a lot of us are getting fed up with Kyland. It is, and here's the thing, and maybe I'm wrong, because I full on admit I do not listen to a lot of Kyland's conversations this week.
It's hard to. You have to lean in. You gotta lean in.
However, I don't necessarily feel he talks to the guys this way. Like Derek can come up to an HOH room, right. Derek F, Derek X, and he can break down these points in 2 seconds. But, it's something about when he talks to someone like an Azah or a Tiffany, he thinks he has to go into this therapy mode. Or, as Azah says, he thinks he's Tony Robbins. He talks like a fucking self-help book.
Well, it's kind of like self-helping, but it's also kind of like gaslighting a little bit. Like you're already...
It's so gaslighting.
It's so gaslighting, where you're talking to someone in this tone, because I'm trying to help you. Yeah. I think that if I speak like this, that you'll relax a little bit. And I just want this to be a really positive conversation. Do you see where I'm coming at? So I really want to reset and just, talk about our feelings. Yet I'm not going to let you talk, because I'm going to talk the entire time.
Did the reset make the episode? Because he did that to her like 3 times during. Yeah, he was like, let's reset. And every time he does it, he lowers
drop our attitudes and reset. When he said that, I was like, oh. I was horrified. I was
And
horrified.
you know it's straight out of therapy because you know he does not think he has an attitude, but he knows he can't say, you need to drop your attitude. So he's like, we need to drop our attitudes. One of us
Yes.
a little bit more.
That's what I mean. Like, it's we. He'll never be like, okay, maybe I'm taking it the wrong way. Let me try to shut up and listen. Like, okay, it can't. I'm sorry. Maybe it is me, but okay. So let's just reset and start over. There's a way to do it, but the way he said it was horrible. Horrible.
He was like, let's. Well, yeah, and I think she said it too tonight. She's like, oh, we're sitting here like I'm in an interview, and he's like, let's move to the Let's move to the couch where it's more casual.
But see, to me too, this is another thing on Azah's game. She's playing too emotional. Like,
yeah,
okay, Kyland's this way. It's not going to happen. She needs to figure out what people are doing with their actions and not going up there and going, I really asked you if you could just throw it. I really wanted this. I wanted to, a basket of food and, see my family and a letter. You know what I mean? Like, we know why he did it. So why have the whole conversation? Why put yourself in that? You did it. This was your action. So now what do we do? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you don't have to bring it up so much. And then people are like, geez, gosh, she's so emotional. Oh, and it just knocks her down, getting her closer to being nominated, right?
She in a way is doing what Kyland is doing, just in a more, direct way of, she just wants him to admit what's true. She just wants him to say, and what's what DF keeps telling Kyland all week, just tell her you didn't trust her to win it. You won it because you didn't trust what she would do. Just be honest with her. Why does she
need to hear it? His actions say it. Do you know what I mean?
Right. No,
like
100%.
She's so in game mode with other seasons. She's, instead of, recalculating other seasons and so did this and Rachel did that, pay attention to your own season. This is, you asked to throw it. He didn't throw it to you. That's right, that's what that means. Yeah. You don't need to get into it.
That is what Derek keeps saying to her. He's like, just let it go. Like, it's okay, so next week, if there's the opportunity, you do not ask him to throw. If he asks you to throw, don't do it. And then do what you want next week. Why do we keep, he's like, you just have to let it go. But we missed a lot of Azah gold this week, like one-liners that I cannot believe they didn't throw in. Another one of my favorite things that she said was Kyland is Brent with a better vocabulary. Which I thought was brilliant. I thought that was brilliant. And then my all-time favorite, which they totally left out of the edit. And granted, I get that they can't do it because they only have so much time. But Kyland, without exaggeration, from Thursday night, right, after the HOH, he did not go to sleep. He did one-on-ones all night long, gathering the information on everyone, which again is something that makes no sense to me. He asked people, who's your biggest threat in the game? Who would you nominate? Who do you think has the most influence in the house? So he asks, which, again, I don't understand why these people think they need to tell the HOH their whole game every fucking week. Like, no, not, well, Azah didn't. Azah went, I'm not answering that. So he does all of that, right? All night long. Everybody gets like 1 hour sleep, because they have to be awake at 10:30 in the morning for Noms. He's like, all right, I want to have one more meeting. So he wakes everybody back up, has this chessboard with like Cheerios and like all these snacks. Then he asks people to put the Cheerios and the snacks next to the person that they want. Now, this is brilliant gameplay on Kyland's part. He is looking to see, where does the house stand? How do I best position myself going forward, knowing this is where everyone's going to be? But from that came my last favorite line from Azah of the week, where she goes, "This man really woke us up at the butt crack of the morning to move around fruit snacks." Because it's all just like a board, and you have to like put fruit snacks on the people that you're not trusting. And I'm just like, it's so ridiculous.
Well, I get for the HOH having those one-on-one meetings with people and house guests, just to kind of take their temperature where they're at. But to go on beyond that is it's going to change next week. It changes every week, depending on who's voted out. That's why you got to have these one-on-ones every week with the HOH, because it's a new person. You're either high on the totem pole. I'm Native American, I can say that. Or it changes all the time with your alliance. So, and now we've got the BB High Rollers Casino changing everything. So, yeah, have your one-on-ones, take everybody's temperature, like his reasoning with Claire tonight. Like her targets were everybody in the cookout. But to be fair, there's not a whole lot of other people besides the cookout. So,
right.
Yeah, her targets are the cookout. I get it, but...
And what a moment for them. Like, did you, like, that, it really is. There is so much Big Brother history being made this season. Like, when Derek F. in that HOH looked around and just went, oh my God, there's only, us. There's only people of color left here to win this.
I just wish like Davon was in the house to witness this, right? Because we saw on All Stars, this was something she was trying to get like a mini cookout going, and we saw how that turned out. But no, this is amazing. Amazing that there's, like we're talking to June Song and realizing that there's no white men in jury. That's insane and amazing at the same time. And the fact that this is happening is just, I love it. It's far, far overdue.
I love it. I love it as well.
Me too.
So Kyland wins. Obviously has all of his things, fruit snack meetings, and he's not really sure. He honestly is not sure if he wants to target Claire, if he wants to target Brittany, but then yes, we saw, Derek comes to bat and is like, do not put up, Brittany or Azah. I'll take one for the team. And I feel like it is because Derek believes in the cookout so much. I don't know why any cookout member would be afraid to go on the block.
That's what was so confusing to me. So Tiffany should be on the block with Claire.
I agree. I don't understand why that did not happen.
On the block with Claire. Like, Derek didn't have anybody. Like, now I know the cookout plan so well because, we're getting drops of it every episode after it happened with Tiffany, coming up with this whole strategy. So why is it Derek? Why did he have to be the pawn? What happened? It maybe something on the feeds where Tiffany was like, hell no, I'm not going to be on the block. What happened?
Here's what, from how we understand it, and it's very hard to understand because, again, I cannot express to you. Kyland had one-on-ones for 8 hours straight, then did the fruit snack debacle, then the feeds went down for the high rollers room. Then for the nominations and the high rollers room. So when it came back, the nominations were already done, the high rollers room was already done, and we're all trying to piece together who got what in the high rollers room and who were the... Okay, so from what I can gather, the reason he did not put Tiffany up was because he was unsure of the way the powers would play out. So he wanted to, he thought maybe it would end up with Tiffany on there. It just came down to he was afraid of the powers. He wanted to start with two people that he really didn't intend for either of them maybe to be on the block when all was said and done. Or maybe it would end up Tiffany and Claire when all was said and done. I think that's kind of how it went originally, with him hoping either Claire is going to go or Brittany is going to go. But then, once the results of the high roller room came in, I mean, then we can talk about that. But let's talk about the high roller room first.
Absolutely. So yeah, I wish he would have just stuck to Tiffany's plan and did that, because now you've got Tiffany saying, I am saving my girl Claire. And it's like, why? We didn't need that. We just needed to stick to the plan.
Well, also not true, because, well, I mean, I'm going to go with Tiffany's not lying in the DR, and I'm going to believe her DRs. I will say in the house on the live feeds, she is saying she wants Claire to go early. The sooner the better. We need to get rid of her because I'm going to be too attached to her. She very much wants Claire to go early. Now, not necessarily to go this week.
Right.
But not stay much longer. I mean, there's really only 4 of them left.
Well, I mean, to win the game, everybody has to be voted out except for 2. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So, over to the high rollers room in a season of, a casino theme, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, this is not what the whole damn house looks like. I don't get it. I feel like this is the way the whole house should have looked. A casino theme. Instead of just trying to force a casino theme on us in this house.
It's just like a beach kind of Atlantic City type of BB house. I get, like, I've been saying it for weeks now. Like, I don't get it. Like, why isn't there, more beachy, or make the whole house a casino? I'm living in a casino. I'm trapped in a casino with 16 other people. Whatever. But yes, so the high roller room, you can get a nom off the block, you can win a veto, or even overthrow an HOH, which I kind of was like, wow.
Yeah, but see, it's not the powers. I mean, so many people are very confused about the powers and the way they work. So let's break down these.
I could not wait for the show to ask the Oracle.
To ask the Oracle what?
The powers, to break it down.
Oh, to break down the powers?
Right, isn't that what you just said?
Yes, that's what I just said. I am ready. If you wish for the Oracle, John, then the Oracle shall break down the powers.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's break down the powers now, John. Okay, so I feel like I need a different voice. Anyway, John. The first POV reward is you are betting, you're playing the game. If you win the game with the most points by throwing your mint julep down,
right,
then you are allowed to bet on a person playing the POV. If you bet correctly and the POV wins, and that person wins, you get a second POV, which will be played after the person who won the POV.
Gotcha.
So, the Oracle is very sick and needs to go back in his box. So, if
you couldn't breathe in there, right? You couldn't breathe.
Couldn't breathe. I was running out of air. What?
So yeah. So we saw, we saw everybody's bucks. We saw, a few people play. The last 2 were the ones that were only able to bet, right?
What do you mean the last 2 were only able to bet?
So it was just what
play?
Well, they played, and the people that got 3rd and 4th, was it Claire and Mary Beth, or Sarah Beth?
Sarah Beth,
Mary Beth. Sorry, it's really hot in here. They're only allowed to bet, right?
I believe so. See, this is where I was confused. This is where it gets confusing to me on the feeds. They made it seem like on the episode several things that are different than what we've been hearing on the feeds. Number one, I feel like they made it in the episode sound like you can only get the power once, because Sarah Beth literally said, I'm playing this so that the power gets used this week and it's done. Right. But we know from the live feeds, Tiffany has been saying she's going to save her money and she'll just keep playing the veto game over and over to guarantee a veto next week. So that's number one. Number two, there were several people who had bets on people playing in the POV. So it makes it seem as what happened in the episode was not true.
I mean, I was like literally scribing like I'm in a court scriber. Sarah Beth now can place their bets after veto players are picked. That's what they said on the episode.
That's what they said.
But I know, as spoilers, I know who's won the second POV, and their name isn't there. So I'm confused. But anyway.
I agree, and I think that is what everybody is kind of confused about after watching tonight's episode, which, I mean, we can say it. Alyssa bet on Kyland. Kyland bet on... no, it's because it's reversed. Kyland bet on Alyssa. Alyssa won POV, so Kyland gets the second POV.
POV, yes.
However... Oh, no, that would be correct. And then, so technically...
Wait, let me have a drink. It'll make me smarter.
See, this is where I'm confused, because they said that Kyland gets to play his POV first, but that's not the way it should be. Since Alyssa won the POV, she should get to play hers first, not Kyland play his first. This is all very confusing.
It's very confusing.
And here's the other part of it that just annoys me. I see, I have said all along, Tiffany messed up by outing the Cookout plan, because now production is going to create twists to actively work against it. Now I see a whole bunch of people on Twitter agreeing, not necessarily with me, but tweeting out and being like, these tweets are ridiculous. I mean, these twists are ridiculous.
Right.
They're intended to break up the Cookout.
Exactly.
No, they're not.
Not to break up the Cookout, to break up the plan a little bit, because, it already...
How? By outlining every single detail of all of the twists?
The plan was that if Claire goes up, she's sitting next to Tiffany, and that's already not happening because of the twists, right?
All right. I mean, sure, that is a good point. If you break it down into its... I'm just saying, I don't see how any of these twists break up the Cookout. By telling them what next week's power is and 3 weeks from now's power, you are allowing the 6 of them to plan strategically who should win the HOH, who has the most money, how do we now then have people not spend the money so that we can override the power. There's just so much that I don't... And I'm not saying... to be clear, I am not complaining that, the Cookout is not... I'm just saying, people who think this is to break up the Cookout, I think this only helps them. I don't see this as a negative for them at all.
Well, let's say the high roller room isn't in existence, right? And Kyland won and he has to put up nominations. It most likely probably would have went to Tiffany's plan, right?
Correct.
But now we've
I
got,
mean,
Alyssa, even though she's a woman of color, but she's not in the cookout, is now the second POV winner. Do you know what I mean? Now we've got other, I guess, people of non-color. I don't know the word. White, Caucasian people. Now they have a chance to, take over, overthrow the HOH. Win another veto again. Take a nomination off the block. It's giving everyone a chance, because I think at this point, now that we just made it to jury, the cookout can just steamroll everything into someone winning, which would be fine with me, but it wouldn't make for a good season, right? It wouldn't be that exciting if we're just watching everyone not in the cookout get picked off and then see how the cookout.
We are. And
it's giving those house guests a chance to not get picked off so much, right?
How?
But if they win...
Okay, ready? So let's go ahead, okay?
Okay.
We know that Kyland is the HOH, right? We have Claire, and we have Derek on the block. Derek, part of the cookout on the block now, right?
Right.
Let's go with both POVs are used. So you can be Kyland, and Kyland for shits and giggles.
Already promised Derek F.
No, he's removing Claire.
Okay, we saw in the episode that he promised Derek, but okay.
I agree with you. Now, I will say this. I have not seen feeds today. Last I left off, from what I understood, Claire is coming down, Brittany is going up. So, and everyone's on board with getting out Brittany. We'll talk more about that. But, okay, let's just go with Claire comes down, Brittany goes up. Great. Mm-hmm. Now, Alyssa wants to use her veto. So, then he puts up Sarah Beth. Or DX. Okay. Well, it wouldn't even matter who he put up, is my point. They always have the votes. It doesn't matter. None of the twists. The only thing that can affect them is overthrow the HOH and make new noms. Right. But even if, keep in mind, that's the third power. So we're going to lose 2 more non-cookout members, probably Brittany and then probably Claire. So the only 2 people that will be left when all of this is done is DX and who else? Sarah Beth.
Sarah Beth and Alyssa.
Sarah Beth. Oh, and Alyssa. Okay, so 3 of them left. So one of the 3 of them would have to win that power. And there's no way.
I said it gives them a chance.
Yes, that's the only one that I agree. That's the only one that I agree gives them a chance. But it's in 3 weeks from now, where there will be less cookout members.
But also too, just have even tonight, it started putting tears into the cookout. We saw it with Tiffany. We saw it with Azah.
Yeah, it is. It is putting stress into the game.
Everybody's standard at, where they rank in the cookout is changing. So it's also doing that as well.
Well, and keep in mind, you're still not getting the power. Like, you got the money, and then you went to go play this game, but now you're playing shuffleboard for points, and then we don't even understand the roulette wheel. We'll explain that next week. But then that best power, if you play the game and you win the power, so we don't know what the game is, but let's just go with you play the game, you win the power, then you're going to have to stand up and go, I'd like to overthrow the HOH. I don't trust you. But hold on, I
Kyland.
now have to flip a coin and make sure that I call it correctly. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to sit my ass back down
And
and
lose
have
all my-
you come target me.
And lose all my BB bucks doing it.
Yeah, and lose all my money doing it. The whole thing is so stupid. Kudos to Big Brother for trying to interject chaos, but at the end of the day, none of these twists really matter because they all could just not happen.
Yeah.
And then if they do happen, in every scenario of the POV and the other one, that they have the votes to stop it. And in the overthrow of the HOH one, DX will be able to influence what Alyssa does. Kyland will be able to influence what Sarah Beth does. There's probably still not going to be 2 Cookout members on the block next to each other if a non-Cookout member wins it anyway.
Right. Diane in the chat says, I thought they said the coin toss would allow the person to take over anonymously. I don't remember that. Do you?
I don't Okay, good, fine. I mean, I hope it is. That would make more sense.
That would make more sense.
But
Thank
still,
you,
it's coming down to a coin flip. I do like how the random replacement, so you have to balance the ball, win that thing. If you do, a nominee will be replaced via a roulette wheel. Meaning the same exact stupid thing that they spun for Christian to find out how many people he was going to save. So you just know that they're in the back figuring out a way to make sure that it is always going to land on the one they want. Yeah. And same thing with the coin. They're going to be like, all right, we need a weighted coin. we need a weighted coin for this one. But yeah, all right. So then that makes me feel better if they are at least it gets to be anonymous.
Diane says you don't have to stand up and out yourself, and which makes more sense.
Then that does make more sense. I do like that. And good point. The wheel could take out one of your allies.
And Schroeder.
Take out one of your allies.
Yeah. Take out one of your accidentally.
I was trying to figure out how to make allies mixed with Anne, and I was gonna say analyze. Which sounds like analyze, so sorry, Anne.
Sorry, Anne. We don't want to put anal in your name.
I'll put anal in your name. So, whatever. So now, it was weird to see a POV. It was weird to see a nomination ceremony in the middle of an episode. I was like, wow, that episode went real quick. I totally forgot.
So weird. I had to look at the time and go, oh my gosh, we're already here. Do you want to talk about the amounts of BB bucks people got? Did anybody surprise you?
I see so many people butthurt that Derek Frazier got $100. So many people making excuses like, it's because it's the wrong people voted for the wrong Derek. And if you voted Derek, then it came back and said, which
Derek? Both Derek's got 100.
Yeah, exactly. Which puts a big hole in your plan.
I gave all 10 of my votes to Derek Frazier, so.
Right, as did I, because I like fun feeds. But, yeah, I was not surprised he won. I just feel so bad for Brittany.
That poor little thing.
And I want to go on an Eric rant about Brittany, but I feel like it's going to be kicking someone when they're down. Because she has no clue. Her whole poor little world is about to be rocked tomorrow. Because again, we know one of them is coming on. Like, Kyland will use his POV. Alyssa has said she wouldn't use hers. Kyland is going to put Brittany on the block.
Now, why isn't Alyssa using hers? Why isn't she trying to save someone that's possibly not in the
Cookout's amazing.
They are amazing.
Because Xavier is amazing in because
his magic talk. Alyssa, don't use the POV. You don't have to. Come here for a second. Sit down. I want to talk to you.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was seeing what chat was saying about I don't know why Tiffany was not on the board. I don't know. Why wasn't freaking Hannah in the photo on Twitter for people you could vote for? We don't know. So none of the amounts surprised me.
No.
I was happy for Brittany. None of the amounts surprised me. But again, like we know, Brittany is going to be the replacement nom tomorrow. The POV was Otev, which they told them about for the first time ever. They told them what comp they were going to play because, like you said, the people who are able to vote apparently need to know what the comp is in order to vote. I don't know what all this fairness all of a sudden about Big Brother is. All of a sudden Big Brother needs to be fair and explain the future prizes, explain what the comp's going to be. Big Brother never explained dick before. They would give you like one sentence, not say anything else, so they could manipulate it however they wanted. Now they're like, here's everything that's coming up this season so you can plan accordingly.
Here's what's even worse with Brittany, right? If she's going up tomorrow on the block, is that she didn't spend any of her bucks.
Right, she's going to be destroyed.
She felt safe enough where it's like, I'm going to keep my 100. Basically, I feel safe, and I'm just going to save it until I need it and maybe overthrow an HOH. And now you're on the block, and now you can't play. I'm just horrified. I need a drink.
Yeah, it is not going to go well for her. And, I see a lot of people also being like, so horrible because we know Derek Frazier is the one that pushed for Brittany to go this week. And now a lot of people don't understand that or agree with that. But I 100% agree with it because he brought up a really good point. If they don't get out Brittany this week, and then, God forbid, him or Azah win HOH in the next 2 weeks, they're going to have to nominate Brittany. There's no way to hide it anymore. And he's kind of like, that's going to crush her more than her just going now, which I think that's what is going to kill Brittany. Now seeing this episode, her trust in them and not playing that competition is going to clearly be something she loses sleep over. I think she's always going to be questioning, is her friendship with them real? I think that's where she's going to feel really betrayed after this. Well, to which I would say my final point is, I really hope people save the clips from the live feeds where Derek and Azah are planning ways to help Brittany win a competition, to cheer her on, to get the target away. They have spent the whole game helping Brittany. And now it has come to this crossroads of, if we don't do this now and have someone else do it, we're going to have to be the ones to do it to her. And we really care about her. We don't want that to happen.
So I agree. I think for Azah and Derek F's game, getting Brittany out now And if they win HOH in a week or 2 weeks, where they can put Kyland and Sarah Beth on the block and be, that's part of the plan, remember?
Correct.
You know what I mean? And not have to deal with Brittany. But do you think that on Thursday, will Derek F. and Azah vote for Brittany to be evicted?
No, and I don't think it matters.
At that point.
Because there'll be enough votes with the other Cookout members and Sarah Beth and Alyssa. So and you know, again, the whole thing, well, first of all, Derek can't vote because he's on the block, but...
That's true. That's right, because Claire's getting taken off. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
Yes.
You have to remember, the Cookout, which is why this is so legendary, is because they are all willing to jeopardize their own games to help the other Cookout members. Meaning, they are aware and okay that Azah will have to vote for Brittany not to lose Brittany's jury vote, even though it's taking the jury vote away probably from Kyland. Just like, and this is the part I didn't understand this week, everyone expecting Kyland to put Sarah Beth up. Why would Kyland ever put Sarah Beth up and ruin his jury vote? That wasn't the plan. He won HOH. None of the rest of you did. Right. And I'm not a Kyland fan, but boo-hoo, you didn't win. His person's not going up. The fact that they tried to get him to do it or change, it's just so stupid. It's so stupid. And that is why, you know, I see Debbie Dawn said that's exactly why he volunteered to go on the block, so he wouldn't have to vote Brittany out. I mean, I don't believe that he would have. I think if Derek was not on the block, him and Azah would not have voted for Brittany to stay. I think Azah will vote for Brittany to stay.
And that's a good point that Courtney brings up in chat too. So she's on the block as her friends, as a juror she's going to be if she's voted out. Azah and Derek F., how are they going to break this to her? I'm really sorry, but you don't have the votes. You're going home. What do you think the best strategy for Azah and Derek F. is to kind of gently help Brittany into the jury house this coming Thursday?
I think they're just going to have to be real with her without exposing the Cookout. You know, DF kind of joked about it to Kyland. Well, two things. So number one, last night, Derek Frazier broke down in the HOH room crying over Brittany. Like being like, this is so hard. I care about her so much. You know, she told me how she was the one who was always made fun of her whole life and the outcast, and coming into this house, she felt like that from other people, but she's never felt like that with me and Azah. And Derek is like crying, saying these things, and it was very like an emotional, it'll totally make the show. I can't imagine that it would make the show. Then my favorite part was when, so now Derek says to Kyland, he's like, and what are you, what makes you sad about this? What makes you sad? And then Kyland's like, it's like Kyland was like the one-upper on Saturday Night Live. Don't act like you're crying over Brittany, Kyland. No one's believing this shit. He's just like, her coach. What? He's like, I think about the names of her coach and how she would say how the coach trained her to be beautiful. First of all, of course you would think of the man. Of course you wouldn't give a shit about Brittany, and you think about how it's affecting a man that coached her, Kyland. Work on your stuff. Anyway, I can't with it. He enrages the fuck out of me, and stop eating apples. As long as we're on it, every time I tune into Kyland this week, he's like into the fucking microphone. I don't know why I have to listen to you digest your goddamn food, Kyland. He's like, oh, I just can't eat. You can't eat every time I turn on the feed. You're fucking fisting food into your face. Apple, gummy bears, chips. Oh, and then he's like, don't worry, I got Brittany her favorite food. He literally goes to the freezer and brings out one of Brittany's favorite foods and is like, look, Derek Fraser, I got her favorite food. Oh, that goes great. Hey, I know that we've all been lying to you and you've just been blindsided. You just lost $750,000, but here's a bag of frozen cherries, bitch. I mean, what is he thinking? I cannot. And as I learned, I'm allowed to say bitch because I'm gay.
You can, yes. But it sounds like we hear his food better than we hear him talking because he's talking so low, and he's whispering all the time and stuff.
He is eating an apple every time he goes to talking.
An apple is what you're
fisting food. He literally brings up trays of food. And I'm sorry, just make a rule. Seriously, if you are someone that cares about this show, do one of those sign up petition things. I will sign it. I will promote it on this show. I want no eating during game talk. Kyland will be sitting there totally fine not doing anything. Azah will walk in to now have a conversation, and Kyland will go, this is a great time for me to make a smorgasbord of food to eat. Do you want to talk game? Let's start with apples. Are you talking? I can't hear you. I want to bash my face in a wall. That's why I have not been able to listen to any Kyland conversations this week, because he hasn't fucking stopped eating. So when he went downstairs to Sarah Beth and was like, I haven't slept, I haven't eaten. I was like, what haven't you eaten? You've eaten everything. There's nothing left. Oh my God, I can't. I can't.
Oh, I can't believe it. But he's not eating popcorn.
He's eating popcorn. He wouldn't let someone throw out a bag of old popcorn just because he needed to eat more shit.
So funny.
Crunchy, crinkly bag popcorn.
Did you know that you can buy popcorn, but it's the half-popped kernels? Have you had that?
Sounds like my fucking nightmare. So I get to break a tooth and have those little shell things that you're like... And then I'm like shoving pens, like deep throating a pen to try and get that off the back of my throat. Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. Well, if you like those, you're probably the devil. I think the devil created that. Oh my God, I can't.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous. So Kyland is the worst, and I don't care. And I'm just gonna say the worst. And let me tell you, I wish I would have grabbed this screen grab. Another one of my favorite things is, because they're gonna troll him with this probably on the next episode. They keep angling the camera so that you see the person he's talking to, right? Like the camera. So the camera's on me,
like
right?
Today, right? When he was talking to Claire?
Right, so like the camera will be on me, but then the reflection of him talking in the mirror is just the donkey head. So it just looks like a donkey talking to the person, and they're gonna use that, which is why they're framing up those shots. But yeah, Kyland has gone way down on my list. And look, everyone, I get it. I know people are going to be like, he has ADHD, he has trouble communicating. I am not speaking to any of that. I don't have a problem with the fact that if he needs to pause and collect his thoughts and my argument is he has no problem talking to the guys in a way that is quick. And right before we went live on this show, I was like, what the hell did I just see? Because I saw a lot of people talking about the feeds. I turned it on. Derek was trying to talk to him, and Kyland actually said to Derek, I don't have time. I just did a 3-hour DR session, so I just want to get to the point. I was like, oh my God, this is it. It's end times. Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming right now. The sky is red. I think Kyland just said we have to get to the point to someone. And I don't know. I don't think there's a show, John. I think there's
No
earthquakes
wonder
and
it's so
hellfire.
hot in here. It's so hot.
This is the second coming of Christ. I just don't get it. I cannot with Kyland anymore. Like, he's the only one. And I don't know if it's just I need someone that annoys me each season, but like, he has taken that spot and I find him insufferable. I just can't. And like, I know I tweeted about this and I'm not even joking. I think all the people that have to do postseason interviews with him all need to get together, because you're only going to get to ask one question. And then he's going to do a 15-minute monologue. And then your time's up. So everyone needs to just ask one question and then put
everyone
all of them
agree
together
on
in
one question so we can put it all together and have a complete interview.
I am not kidding, and we would have to come up with a way to do it, you know, comedic and fun. I want a timer for when Kylan does the show. I want to go, you have 1 minute to answer this question.
Just
and
put a timer
here's your
like on your phone. Just like,
oh, I can pull a timer up right on the screen, and I want to put it right there for him to see it and go, you got 1 minute. He's going to be like, well, first I feel we need to go back in time.
So funny.
4 score.
I would love a timer like above his head in a square.
Yeah, we will totally do it. We will make a Kylan timer.
That's hilarious.
He's going to be like, the history, it all started 23 seasons ago.
Before BC, before Christ.
Just like, Kylan, let's go. But, yeah. And then we cut off his mic.
Oh, yeah, just mute him.
And then,
then we can talk and ask the same question. So-and-so in the chat wants to know. And he's just...
Yeah, I would love it. I'm sure he'll be great, and I more than anyone understands the stress and pressure that house puts on people. I don't think any of this is Kyland in the real world, but my God, in this game, I just find him very condescending.
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, when he said that to Azah, we need to, you know, adjust our attitudes and the way he said it, I was horrified. So
imagine 2 hours of that.
I can't. I would have to just, you know, get my half popped kernels and some gin and tonics and just, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Now, what do you think? Do you think that this is the good move for Derek and Azah? Is getting rid of Brittany now going to be the smart thing, or should they try and flip it and get out?
I think for Derek Frazier, it's a great move because he can't vote for her, and she's a vote for him in jury, where Azah, on the other hand, she was supposed to be sitting next to her on the block per Tiffany's plan. And if she goes out this week, Azah doesn't have an alternate, so she would need to win the HOH. I hope Azah wouldn't vote for her. I don't see Azah voting for her, and I see her telling the Cookout, I'm not voting for her. And it's going to help her own game. But my thing is, especially with Azah, do we just say, you know, Brittany, you don't have the votes. You are going to be leaving on Thursday, but you're my friend. Like, how does that conversation happen? How does she keep in good graces with Brittany? Hopefully, you know, Brittany's going to have some time by herself, at least a week in jury to kind of settle down.
She will. I don't think any of this is... I don't think any of this is going to hurt Brittany's vote for an Azah or a Derek F.
Right.
It is just going to be another wave once she learns of the cookout. Because I think that's very much going to play to her insecurities, probably, and make her feel like, so were you never my friend? Did you never want to work with me? None of that was real. Everything is fake. She very much, to me,
well, I mean, everyone else's defense, she wasn't in any alliances besides her team, right?
Right. Well, look, here's the thing, and I don't want to get angry. Okay, I'm going to get angry about it right now so that we don't get angry about it next episode or the next episode, which are probably...
You told me that this is going to be a fun show with me. Look at you. Look at you.
I'm just going to get angry about it now so that we're not kicking Brittany when she's down next week. I'm sorry, Brittany. Well, on a personal level, I feel for you. I also can't care that much when you had a final 2 with Christian, and had you stuck with it, there would be a bigger target in this house for them to go after. And had you understood the scope of what was happening, even though it was explained to you several times, you could have went into that conversation with Tiffany, been more aggressive, or let's say assertive, and convinced Tiffany that you wanted Christian to stay, because we know she wanted him. Oh, she's upset about Derek and Azah. You could have got her back on board with Derek and Azah very easily if you would have put any effort into it, but you didn't. You were willing to send Christian down the river. So guess what? Bye-bye, Brittany.
Yeah.
Bad gameplay. You were putting all... By the way, and I don't mean bad gameplay in her trusting Azah and DF. Bad gameplay. Big Brother is a game.
More for Christian.
Not fighting more for Christian. The one thing you have to do in Big Brother is have places to go. If you're alliance, if you're final 2, if you're friends, when the things are being blown up around you, you have to have places to maneuver to. And Brittany painted herself into an Azah and a DF box, and the only other box she had was Christian, and even though all of the information that we have seen leading up to this point would prove why Christian should stay, you sent him out. So guess what? Now you're going. Sorry.
You heard it here.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Brittany. Bye-bye.
Thanks for the big bucket of popcorn, Billy.
Now, granted, no one stands a chance. So we know it really doesn't matter whether Brittany was if Christian, but we also don't know. Christian could have then won this HOH, could have put 2 people up, could have. We don't know. I cannot feel bad for DX, Brittany, or Claire. You all let the biggest target go. So don't cry when then you're nominated earlier than you thought because you sent out your shield. For who? Who'd you do it for? The Cookout. You're welcome.
I like Karen's comment. As Ross on Friends would say, pivot! Pivot!
Pivot!
Pivot!
Pivot!
Pivot!
Pivot! Pivot! There's no pivoting. It's horrible. And I know I said I had an announcement to make.
Oh, that's
I
right.
do. My boyfriend Christian will be joining us this week, probably Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
Should
I leave you two alone?
We've been private messaging each other.
Oh my
gosh. And by the way, I didn't even have to do anything to make it happen. He messaged me, so...
What? That's insane.
So we're totally dating now.
Oh
and
my
he
gosh.
doesn't know it. But it's a thing. And I'm going to tell him that he only lives like an hour and a half away from me.
What?
So we can totally make this work.
Right. Wow.
Totally make it work.
Oh my God. You could like go see his like basement bedroom at his parents and be like, oh my gosh, it's so spacious.
He can move in here.
Oh, that's right. You have that hole under your house thing
I was
area.
gonna say I can be your daddy, and then I realized that was too far.
Oh,
Now I gotta say, talking to him, real killer. I'm like,
well,
oh,
I've been saying that all season, but but
it's
that's
like,
exciting that he's going to be here.
yeah, I am very
Yes.
excited for him to be here. Yeah.
Hope
I
he
have a
showers.
feeling this happens every season. Whatever. Everyone that I'm most excited about, I always feel like is the pulling teeth to get
Yeah.
reactions out. I got a feeling that's going to be.
Now I know it's tough for
one.
4 squares of people. Maybe you have Christian on with Karen from BB. BB Can. No?
Are you saying you don't want to be part of the show?
Oh, I always want to be part of the show.
I'm fine with kicking you out and it just being me and Christian. The show will be like this.
You're so cute. And you wouldn't have to smell him because, you're not in front of each other.
This is, yeah. I think Alyssa has a chance. I don't think anyone has a chance. And it speaks to the brilliance of the Cookout. I really, if we're going to make it be official, I will officially say, the Oracle says no one has a chance. The Cookout is winning this game. You can take your twists, do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. The Cookout is winning. Accept it.
It doesn't
And I hope it'll be Hannah. I want Hannah to win now.
I like Hannah. I like Hannah a lot.
I am all for him. I'm all for
who should Hannah be
winning.
sitting next to?
I would honestly love if Hannah was. People aren't gonna agree with this because it's not for game. But I mean, if it was me, I would be happy with her sitting next to an Azah or a Derek F.
I was gonna say Derek F. Yeah.
But I mean, but again, I'm happy with anybody winning at this point except Kyland from the Cookout. But Tiffany just keeps going down my list. The worse and worse game moves she made. Yes. Yes.
Billy Jones, did you see what he put in the chat? Deodorant money for Christian.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you to everybody in the chat who has donated. Thank you. I don't see them.
Billy Jones, you're so funny.
I don't see them to after, but thank you for the people who have done it.
Everyone who's done it, yes.
Shows, and thank you. We
helps.
truly appreciate it. In conclusion, John, do you think that it will be fun watching or having Christian here, for the episode that Alyssa wins POV on?
I hope it's that one. I mean, I know you're kind of still confirming him, but I hope it's that. I hope it's
either
that
one or Thursday.
Right, and I would love it to be that one. Of course, everyone's welcome. Whitney, I'd like to hear from her.
I'm working on Whitney. I'm working on Whitney. She's a mom. She has children. She's very busy. She has, bedtimes.
Just give them a little bourbon. Just rub a little bourbon on their lips, Whitney.
Give them a little Zanny water.
Yeah, a little Zanny water, a little bourbon on their lips. Just give them a nice little nap for a couple hours when you talk to us.
Give them a nice little lip. Baby Lemon looking up to our Lemon character standing in a superhero position. I don't really know what that means, Michelle G, but yay!
Yay, superheroes.
Hannah should take Tiffany. She would win. I honestly think... no. I think Tiffany wins at the end sitting next to anyone, which is why she will never get to the end.
No.
Again, she can always say, it was my plan that got everyone here. Without me, no one would be here. I deserve the win. It will be interesting to see the way the jury feels about the cookout as they learn about it.
Absolutely. That's going to be...
That was my last point of what I was going to tell you. Derek Frazier earlier today, or it might have been last night, said to Kyland, yeah, maybe I'll tell Brittany about the cookout. And Kyland was like, you better not. There could be a battle back. And if there is a battle back, that could be bad for us. Although, to which I'd say, how? Oh, I guess it could be, because then if anyone not in the cookout puts up 2 cookout members.
Right.
Okay. So then, yeah, it could be bad. Could be bad.
We don't know what CBS is going to be throwing at them.
Nothing. Their one chance to break up the cookout was with these twists, and they literally explained it all to them, literally broke it down mathematically so that everybody could figure out, well, then you'll have this much and I'll have this. It's the same thing as a knockout competition. A knockout competition, if you are trying to break up a major alliance, a knockout competition does not do that. It strengthens it. And again, this is not me complaining about it. It is me saying to the people that feel that this is unfair to the cookout, it is a massive, it's almost guaranteeing them the win. Just like the knockout competition, guaranteed a cookout member, HOH. Mathematically, they have the numbers over the other people. They will continue to dominate. So, I'm not saying that maybe production wants this to inflame people's passions to argue on Twitter, so then things get written about the show, but I'm also not saying that. It's gonna be a fun one. Gonna be a real scorcher.
And it's gonna be fun to see the cookout go after each other too.
If it ever happens. We got a whole nother month before that's even a possibility.
I know. It's something
we got
to look forward to.
Got a whole nother month of Kyland talking before that happens.
And eating.
Oh, and eating. So, if you guys have the feeds, you're gonna want to tune in tomorrow. It should, be sad, so I don't know why I'm saying tune in. It'll probably be a lot of Brittany crying and everybody feeling horrible, but if that's your bag, check that out. Hopefully, I will do a live feed update show and fill all of you guys in on what is happening after that. And then John and I will be back on Wednesday, probably with Christian.
With his deodorant. Yay!
With deodorant. Of course, don't forget, everybody, you guys following, liking, subscribing, sharing these shows with your friends and family, or any place or spot where you think people might enjoy them is a great way to help support them. Thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell here in YouTube so you're alerted every time that we go live. We love, love, love you guys. Where can they find you on social media, John?
Everywhere at Comedy Jonah. I even signed up for a TikTok, so I'm looking into that.
Oh, cool. It'll be like when your dad gets TikTok and makes them, and then we all have to pretend like we like them. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.